Hey everybody, it's Dennis, the mad scientist of Elgin LLC network. And we're at another weekend again, and we got a lot of stuff this time. I mean, a lot. So, I just want to go over everything that we got, the different parts, different equipment, and the different projects that we're going to be coming up with soon for everybody. So, let me start with what we have here. This is a box of what we call power adapters. We use these with ham radio, and they're called power poles. And the reason why everybody uses these is because they use the same power poles, so that way when we're switching equipment around, don't have to worry about different types of plugs. We always use these, so it makes it easier. So we got another box of these this week. We got some, what are these? These are, I can't remember what these are again. Oh yeah, these are actually, they're like crystals. Basically they have different types of ways to do what a crystal does, except for they have a wider range. So we use these a lot of times and stuff, and I got a bunch of these. I got 2 packages somewhere. Here's one, and I'll find the other in a minute. And I got a box of adapters here. They're called breakout adapters for different what we call surface mount stuff, so it makes it easier to mount different things when you're making smaller projects. So instead of trying to put a surface mount in and have to solder it back out, we use this on a project to test it. If it works, then that way we change the diagram so the actual surface mount will work. And we got here, we got some more of these, what we call the fixies, and the reason why is I'm going to be making certain designs on these and making changes to them and making prototypes, and then we're going to probably end up selling them for people. They've been selling them as a CW on 40 meters, which is a good band for ham radio right now. But the thing is, there's not a lot of single sideband, simple sideband. So I have a bunch of documents I've been working on, and what we're going to do is we're going to make some conversions on these and design them so they can do single sideband on them, where you can talk. You can also set it up so that you can run data through it. So you can run the different digital programs that are available that go down into the sound of the atmosphere and everything else and the noise, and the other person can see you and talk to you by texting, like you're sending a message back and forth on the internet. So I got a couple of these. Here's another one. I got here, this is a crystal checker. It's also an RF device too. So you can check the crystals, plus we can also use the crystals and plug it in, and again on circuit designs, and we can do different things with it to see if it works for what we want to do, and then that way we can then add that into what we're making. So it's a great, easy, nice test tool, and it does a bunch of other things. And here we have inductors, and what inductors are is they're similar to coils. They look like this. They kind of look like resistors, except for they're green, and they have different values to them. They're used in a lot of different equipment to help with energy of things. Got some more stuff for our office. Got another camera. Well, there it goes. Got a camera for this, for doing stuff. I have some more equipment that I'm getting in so we can do better videos. You can see more angles of things. I can show you more stuff of what's going on. So I have more equipment. So that's what I'm working on there. And then we bought some boxes to put stuff in. These are parts boxes. or not parts boxes, but they're boxes for making like project boxes. So I got a bunch of these in, different sizes, big ones, small ones, clear one. So we got a bunch of those. And here's some more of the little, what we call crystal changer. So we got those. And then, what do we got here? This is it's another, these are more of the pixies that we got, different ones, different designs. So I got some more of those. Ended up having a nice big roll of white coax. And this is RG8X with the better ends on it, because I'm going to be also doing some antenna designs that I'm going to be videoing for ham radio. So we got that, so we'll kind of toss that over there. And I picked up another parts box, so we have some more parts, so when I'm making projects I have what I need without having to keep ordering stuff. So I got more of what I need as far as parts are concerned. Always good to get parts. Always good to get a whole bunch of parts. I have an older video camera, so I decided to get this for it. It'll allow me to run the video into the USB port. So again, it'll be another piece of equipment I have in which to use with showing things on YouTube for you guys, and it'll help with me. And another pixie. Can't believe how many I bought of them, but they're different types. They're not all the same type. So I got that. And what do we got here? This is an expansion card. And yep, what this is a card basically for the new radio, which I'll show you in a little bit. You hook up the sound and everything and the cat control to this card, and it goes from the radio to the computer, so you can run different programs with it. So it comes with all the cables and everything with it. It isolates the grounds, because that's usually a problem. So I ended up getting that with a new piece of equipment I bought. A 100 foot, is this 100 foot? Yeah, no, 300 feet of a line, a heavy cord line. It kind of has like a wax on it. This is used for when we hang antennas in trees. We put a weight on a with a reel and a single shot, and we shoot that over the tree. Then we connect this to it to pull it over, and then get rid of the fishing line. And again, we'll show you how to do that. There's a lot of videos on that and how to do it, but I got that. Another great thing I got, which is going to be nice, green screen, and the stands for it. So we'll be having some nice background images and stuff going on. I'll be able to show stuff in the background, the things that are going on. I got some memory for the computers we have, and so updated them. I had to get some heavy duty wire so I can make for connections on the radio equipment that I have. We had to change them out because they have to be a little bit heavy because of what they take as far as amperage and wattage. And I got some parts here that go to one of my new toys. These are the probes, the software, and the USB cable that go to my new oscilloscope. I needed one that was a little bit bigger that I can use here all the time. I have a couple other ones I've shown you. Those are for going out in the field and doing stuff, but this one's going to be my main bench oscilloscope. And it's the same company as the software one that I have. But again, this I can set up right away and do things when I want. Here I have this 7-inch LCD display and it has a setup for the Raspberry Pi to hook up to the back of it. So what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be setting up a Raspberry Pi and hooking this for doing the amateur radio software stuff. So that's what this will be used for. What do we got here? This is... Gotta open things because I don't remember all the stuff I bought. Oh, this is a aluminum box to put stuff in. Mainly I'm going to put probably those little boards in this when I'm done doing them, because they're a little bit bigger and they have more room for the extra parts I'm going to put in. So again, another construction box. And what do we have in this box? We have a brand new, again, I've got these in small form for the field, but this is a signal generator. So we use this with the oscilloscope, or sometimes we just use this itself to send signals into boards to test them, to see if they're doing what they're supposed to do, see if they're clean, see if they're at the right frequency, right voltage. So I got one of these, new piece of equipment for the desk, and yeah, my manager, well, let's just say, you know, she's one of my best managers. I do have 2 offices, well actually 3, but I have a call center in the Philippines, and they take care of customer service calls all the time for different companies. I have an office in India, which is our tech office, and it also does for website stuff and web development, programming, graphic arts, and my main manager's there, and because they're doing a lot more than the other office. Well, let's just say, I guess, kind of, she's the boss and I'm not. Just goes that way, I guess. So she kind of hollers at me when I'm spending all this money, but in the long run, I'm doing it so that I can make projects for people to see that they can do, and also at the same time, I'm making stuff that eventually we can also sell. So anyways, what I got here is a box of different RF connectors. Again, something good and something you should get, because when you use a lot of different radio equipment, it gives you many ways of hooking everything up, and you're not stuck with having 2 different things and saying, uh-oh, I can't connect this stuff. That's why we got these. Very good, very important. So we got them. I also got a box of standoffs and screws and nuts, and these are like a plastic instead of the brass ones, because some things that we do, we want to make sure there's no metal that's in the way. So got a bunch of these. Again, something great that you should buy and have. Again, a lot of this stuff you should have. It helps you in the long run. It's, you know, it's money, but when you're doing projects and you need something, you got it. Otherwise, you have to order it and you have to wait, and you're slowing down on your project. Anyways, I got 2 HDMIs, 2 USBs for my equipment. So what these do is they allow me to hook up any equipment I want, and it'll go through my program so that I have different equipment for different angles and different things that go on. And I got here more of the brass parts, standoffs in different sizes. These are 2, 3, and 4 millimeter size standoffs, besides the original ones I had. I bought a bunch of these again. Again, something good that you should have. It helps you to do what you need to do. And in this little box here, I kind of combined it with a project that I had and bought earlier. These are really great for the price. You can't go wrong. This is a software-defined radio, but it's not just to receive. You can also transmit with this. This is the Hacker RF1, and what this allows you to do is it allows you, if you have a ham radio license, to be able to hook this up and actually talk to people, or you can again do digital mode or whatever with it. It hooks to your computer, and you can run the different software and run it. Great little thing. It's something that if you're beginning in the ham radio, it's $160. Not bad for something that does all of HF. Usually most of your HF equipment runs at about $700 to start and goes up. But if you're just starting out, you use one of these guys. They work. They are low power, but you can hook up a amp to it, and you can go from 10 watts to 100 watts. So you don't have to worry about that. You can always hook up amplifiers, linear amplifiers, whatever. It also comes with some antennas, comes with quartz time crystal, and the USB to hook to a computer. So I got that besides just the regular software-defined listening radio, because I can use one if I want to hear more as I'm doing stuff. So got one of those, and it's a great little radio. They have great ratings on it, and it's something I would highly suggest. If you're getting in ham radio, get it. It gives you a chance to actually do your other bands and not spend a lot of money. And in this box, we have a, I won't pull it out, but I'll show it to you. This is a mount that has a fan on it, and it has some legs, and I'll show you in a minute, but this will help keep one of the new radios I got nice and cool, so that it runs very well, because it does run a little hot. But they do make this, and it's very helpful for it. And what this is for is for the G90 radio, and here she is. This is the G90. It's a UHF radio. It again, this was $170. A lot of good things I've heard about this radio. It allows you to plug in your stuff, your cat control, your other stuff, because that's what this all goes to. That little box that I showed you earlier has standard antenna. This is 20 watts. This goes from 80 meters to 10 meters. It's all software controlled again. It's kind of software defined. It has a lot of features to it, and for the price you can't beat it. But it has all this on here because the transistors in it that it runs with get awfully hot at times. So you can put it on the other mount. It also sits on an angle instead of flat, so you can see it better. Keeps it cool, and it makes it nice. I also got another, this is from MFJ. I needed to get another SWR meter. It's always good to have SWR meters because, again, you want to know if you're doing good or not. This one does. UHF, VHF, and HF. So, again, something that you're going to want to have. You should have. Got some other stuff here that, this is the head on this radio actually comes off. You can plug this in, so you can have the radio sitting and you mount the head. So it's a detachable head. And then I've got an extra connector for doing some stuff with it to hook up. One of the other things, well actually I got two of them, but I got the Pyramid switching power supply. This is the PSV300. It's a 30 watt power supply, which is very good for what most of your radios are going to do. I've used my HF equipment on this because I've got smaller HF radios than the big ones. So it kind of, when you're at about 30 watts of power. Well, sometimes I end up shutting it down and actually having it restart. So I'm going to use that more for some other stuff. And I got some more nice metal cases with the front and the back come off. You can do what you need to make designs out, and they have feet on them. So I got a smaller one and a bigger one because I have two projects that I've been putting on a drawing board that actually are going to go in these. They're going to be combined systems where you have more than one piece of equipment. There'll be multiple equipments in one box, so you don't have to have a whole bunch of different things. So that's what I got these guys for. And this I will be showing probably this week, maybe next week. I got a Lenovo laptop in from a customer, and basically it actually powers on, but it really doesn't do anything. And one of the things I did notice is the hard drive doesn't work. So we're going to take this apart and we're going to show how to actually go through the board and hunt down where the exact problem is and fix it. So that's one of my projects that I'm going to be doing and videoing for everybody in the next week. Another thing I ended up getting is, again, I was told by a lot of people, a nice digital camera. So got it on sale. I got this lens. I also got a bigger lens. This will be used for a lot of nice pictures, close-up stuff of what I'm doing, and clear, sharp what's going on and what I'm doing with stuff. And one other thing I have, and I'm going to have to kind of go around and move the camera, and another thing here is I don't like to drill holes in the house, so I end up getting one of these. It's a lot of people do get these. What this is you open up your window and you cut this to length to fit in your window, and then there's a seal that goes around it, and then there's another piece that's a seal for the window, and this allows you to bring your cables from outside in, and during the winter you don't have to worry about it, and during the summer again you don't have to worry about it because it's there. You don't have to drill holes into the building, but this gives you the regular coax connectors, the twin line connector, such as the 400 ladder line, a random wire line you can hook up here, and then you have your ground. So you want to make sure that the ground is set up good so that everything can go to that. So you take that wire, go out, and you use long ground stick in the ground, which most radios need. We got that. We'll show that once it's set up and put in. And last but not least, we're going to have to turn this a little bit. And again, I got another power supply, another pyramid, and that is a 50 watt. That is a PSV 50, and it has the 4 terminals, and it's adjustable voltage. So that's going to be my main power supply for all the stuff that I'm going to have. Sorry for the darkness here, but you know, my lights are kind of all sitting in a certain way. So, but anyways, that's what we got there. And if you're wondering what's going on here, I know it's hard to see most of the time. Let me move the camera a little more this way and I can show you. But throughout my life, being who I am, I'm an electronics ham radio operator. I've been doing all that stuff all my life. I'm also a pilot. I don't fly much anymore, but I did for many years, and kind of got tired of doing that and got done with that, and so I ended up going and know what I'm doing now. And these are pictures of people that remind me every day of my idols. Just so you kind of was wondering what's going on here. Just to give you a quick, this man right here is Babbage. Everybody would know about him. He's in computer science. Everybody knows who this is. This is Einstein. This lady here, this is Grace Hopper. She was an admiral. I've had the pleasure of meeting her a couple of times before she died. Wonderful lady. Two men down here were the gentleman who started IBM. This gentleman here again, I've had the pleasure of meeting and talked to him quite a few times. This is Stephen Hawking. I know he died in 2018, but I have met him about 5 times, and he is a wonderful, wonderful man. I learned quite a bit from him with talking to him. This is Linus Torvalds, who does the Linux, who created the Linux kernel and all that. It's one of the systems I use a lot of, and I was using it back when he first sent out the email saying, hey, I want everybody to try this, see what they say. Well, I was one of the people that did that and been doing it ever since. So, but everybody else here, most of you might know, might not. Alexander Graham Bell, Benjamin Franklin. This gentleman down here, he's known here in Illinois, and he was known during the Manhattan Project. That is actual Mr. Fermi from Fermi Lab, which is a big facility here in Illinois, and actually not too far from where I'm at. I go and visit there a lot of times. I have friends that work there, that are scientists. I got to help with projects there. I got to see the whole system there, and it's incredible what they do there. Again, they're kind of like CERN in a way, but a little bit smaller. They shoot atoms out through rings, and they do matter, antimatter, all that type of stuff, and they do a lot of stuff. And they also, the beauty of all of that is it's all underground, and the land there is all natural, what we call prairie. They even have buffalo and other animals on the property, and they're trying to show how they can still do what they're doing and not affect the environment, and naturally not kill or have issues with wildlife or vegetation or anything like that. They're very concerned about that. So they do that just to show people that we can still do these experiments, and yes, we don't upset nature. But it's a great facility. If anybody here is in Illinois, you can go out there. They'll take you on tours of it. They have a great learning center there. Teach kids and people a lot of great stuff about physics and other things. But I've been to the Fermi Lab many, many times myself. And again, like I said, I know a couple of good friends that are scientists there. But anyways, to wrap it up, this is what I've got for this week. And as I was saying and posted, I am going to start doing more videos on my projects. I've been, again, quite busy trying to get our company back to going again, and now we are, and we're doing good, thank God. So we're kind of almost back to where we were before all the stuff happened at the beginning of the year. And you know, I go on my trip. I go 3 months to Philippines, Hong Kong, India, come back here, and everybody's like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. I was in the heart of all of it, and I didn't even know it. So, hey, what do you know? Anyways, but please like the videos and subscribe and get my numbers up, and that helps me to do more for you and you to learn more stuff. And that's what I plan to do. My job here, what I like to do, is give back what I know and what I do to other people. That's what I do for my company. I mean, yes, the company makes stuff, money, and all that stuff. Me, I don't care about that as much as I care about trying to help better people and themselves and other stuff. I enjoy taking old equipment that I get from people. I fix it up, I get it working, and I give it to kids who need it. Because well, some kids, they can't go to school because schools aren't going to be open, so they do stuff at home. Their parents can't afford stuff, so I try to donate to different groups, or I post different things and let people know, hey, you know, if you need this, I could donate it to you to help, you know, your child's education. And that's what I do. I try to give back what I can. And I know, you know, again, I'm an older person, kind of hard to follow at times. That's just me. I go fast sometimes, I go slow sometimes, I forget things sometimes, but hey, that's life. That's what happens when we get older. But the thing is, I'm trying to do my best to show you things that would be beneficial if you want to do this type of stuff. Even in computers, it's like, yeah, it's good to know software, it's good to know how to turn it on and turn it off, but when it breaks, you're going to be sitting there waiting for somebody to fix it. Well, you could do it yourself, or you can become that person that fixes them. You know, that's where money's at when you're looking at a job. Fixing systems, getting them working, keeping them working, very beneficial. Again, I've done it for a couple of years. I've had a couple of very, very good jobs. One of my best was working at a hospital. I had the night shift, and I would have calls all the time, and I'd get there, I'd get it done, and you know, the look on their face and how happy they were that I was able to do it so fast so they could get their job done. That was what I wanted. I mean, and my bosses knew that. But again, that's me, that's what I do, and so I am trying to get better at doing all this. It takes time. You know, never did this YouTube stuff and all that, but I'm trying my best. It's better as you keep going, so that's what I was told. So I'll be making more videos, so you'll see more stuff, you'll see how to do more stuff, and that's it for this week. Thank you very much. Have a good week, and talk to you next weekend. Thank you.